Otakuans. Ding, ding, ding. It's time for a fight.
Ah,
Seasonal Otaku
it's that time of the
Octagon
season. Time of that season.
Showdown. In the red corner, weighing in at, no, I'm just kidding. All right.
48 pounds.
48 pounds. I don't know.
How much
Anyway,
is 2B? Is she like heavy as
I mean,
hell?
she's a synth. She's a synth. She's
So
a
she
robot,
gotta be heavy,
technically.
right?
She got to be heavy.
Like 200-300 pounds.
She's a sturdy gal. She's a
Imagine
sturdy gal.
she kicks the back of your
Anyway,
head.
yeah. Ah, mother.
Oh
So
shit!
it's that time. It's that time of the season. We've done one already. This is our second iteration of the Otaku Seasonal Showdown. I'm gonna be honest. I don't wanna ruin this one. This one's gonna be okay. We have some heavy hitters in this one. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But like like we talked about our not hotter drop episode. I didn't care much for this season. I'm really looking forward to next season's, but we do have some heavy hitters in this season.
Yeah.
We have some pretty heavy hitters. So we're gonna throw them against each other. We did randomize. We did customize the bracket. You want to shuffle the bracket for them? We did it last time. We could shuffle the bracket again, just to make it so it's not we don't seem
Shuffle it one more time.
So we don't seem like we're being biased here.
I mean,
So
at the
we're
end of the
gonna
day, there's two I have my eye on, so it's not going to be as one-sided this last time. Because honestly, we kind of knew who was going to run the gauntlet last time.
I mean, yeah.
But this time, I think it's actually a pretty good matchup on all sides. Because when we actually looked at who we wanted to be a part of this power tournament or this this octagon, we looked at characters who actually had a fighting chance. We didn't want to just throw on these slice of life characters who've never been in a fight a day in their life.
I mean, we're never gonna put those non-fighting animes like, what's it called, the like the MC from Buddy Daddies. Like, I'm not about to throw.
Hey, chill, because they're assassins. They could take out this guy here. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I mean, anybody can take this guy out.
Okay.
Anyways,
See, I'm not even gonna get you started on your handyman
right,
slander.
so we shuffled the seating. It's not biased. I have two of my favorites on here. I'm gonna just fucking 2B and my boy Bell Cornell. Those are my two favorites. The rest of them are like, okay, right?
Okay.
But let's win this ranking. Let's not make any predictions. We're pretty good at agreeing who's gonna win a fight here.
Yeah.
We're pretty good at it. We never really fight on that aspect, but we'll see. So our first matchup, our very first, we had 2B up here, but we shuffled it. Very first matchup, Saito gone. I mean, do we need to talk about it?
Are you not even gonna discuss it? Like you don't care?
I'll discuss Saito. I did watch Handyman Saito. I've already talked about Handyman Saito. I've already talked about how boring it was to me. He was a Sekai into another world. But with this a fight, we're not going to synopsis their whole show again. But he's a handyman. He has limited magic, limited sword skills. All he does is fix things. That's all he does. He has no powers realistically. He's probably in decent relative human shape.
That's it for him.
That's.
I mean, by the end of his series, he did show some decent sword skills. He showed some promise. So,
but against.
Okay. So we got Makoto and his beast. So I decided to add his beast because I knew there were some beasts on this tournament. And honestly, he's a beast tamer, so it would be fair.
You use your tools.
Yeah, to use the tools that you have. So for one, he has the Fenrir. And we know Fenrir's from all walks of anime. Fenrir's got that dog in them. They literally got that dog in them. And then he has an OP slime that has like acid bullets that it shoots and can like cut motherfuckers up midair. So
Saito, gone.
Honestly, yeah, Saito's going to be out of this one. They're going to go ahead and take the reign. I wanted to give him a fighting chance, but honestly, let me go ahead and remove him from my list.
Let's just get rid of him. He's gone.
Okay.
Saito's gone. I'm sorry for those of y'all who may love Handyman Saito.
It was a good show.
He's gone. Okay, so we got
I mean, you got your girl Maple from Bofuri.
Maple.
And then obviously we got our boy Daryl from Chilling in My 30s.
From Chilling in My 30s. So I'll talk about Maple. So Maple is an absolutely broken character in her world, but it's broken because it's the funny kind of broken. So her first skill includes that her defense is completely maxed out. She takes absolutely 0 damage, and her shield uses Devour. Now, her shield used to be able to use Devour infinitely through whenever. It was just infinite Devour, which means anytime somebody would hit her with a skill or throw something at her or magic, she'd be able to eat it immediately. There's no matter what it is, she could devour it, and her shield would devour it. But she got a limiter put on her by the devs that made her only able to use Devour 10 times a day, which 10 times is still...
That's still a lot, honestly.
That's still a lot, right? And we never... There's only been a few episodes where we've seen her use it more than once, and one of them was just her falling off a cliff and accidentally making Devour happen. And she was eating rocks as she was falling, which was the dumbest thing in the world. She also has... Machine Lord. So Machine Lord, she essentially turns into this giant mechanized robot that just fucking destroys shit with heat-seeking missiles and Gatling guns and all kinds of nonsense.
Why do you have to exude the hate that you have for this show? The show was good.
I have hate for how they did season 2. I love Maple. Don't get me wrong. Maple's my girl. Don't get me wrong. But
too many assholes.
It's very, very, and I mean, I think that's the point, right? I think that is the point of the show. She also has, I forgot what it's called, but she turns into this giant monster. I forgot what that power is specifically called.
Did it happen in season 2?
It happened in season 1. She got the power in season 1. She turns into a giant monster. It looks like a fucked up T-Rex.
I thought that was the machine god power.
Machine Lord is she puts a mechanized suit on with the machine guns and the fucking...
Oh, so those are 2 different things? Damn, I gotta rewatch season 1.
Now she turns into a giant monster that just is strong as fuck. She's imagine she's like a kaiju from fucking what's that show called? Pacific Rim. Anyway,
so she's broken. Essentially, at the end of the day, she's hella broken. And then
she has this angel skill where she turns into an angel, and she sits on a chair and nobody can touch her. She takes absolutely zero damage. She has her flying turtle, which is pretty cool.
That can turn into a huge ass turtle.
That can turn into a huge turtle and do a spirit bomb or a kamehameha blast, whatever you want to call it.
A tailed beast bomb.
She has a tailed beast bomb. She's a Jin Shuriki, pretty much. She's and she has a few other self-defense, defense skills. She has 0 stamina. She has almost 0 strength, but because of the powers that she has been given through random happenstance, it makes her absolutely broken.
Oh yeah, she's hella slow in her movement.
She's super fucking slow. Yeah. And she doesn't have strength except for the powers that she can use.
Yeah.
The actual
and that's why they're so fucking broken.
And that's why she's so fucking broken. She's taken absolutely 0 damage this whole show.
I find it funny.
Except for the time that there's a skill, I think it's the angel skill, that whenever somebody does take damage, she takes that damage on herself. So she damaged herself. That was the only time in the whole show she's ever taken damage.
That she chose to take damage. I find it funny because I actually watched the show after I watched Rising of the Shield Hero. And I was like, oh, another Shield show? This is going to be awesome. And then they just basically talk shit about Shield heroes. I'm like, fuck you, Maple. Fuck you, Bofuri. So hopefully my boy Daryl can actually take the dub. Honestly, Daryl, he has his mithril weapon, which is pretty OP. He can turn to different things. A whip that he used pretty awesomely. A sword, broadsword, long sword, any type of sword he wants it to be. Basically, it can change the shape to whatever shape he wants it to be. If he wants to be an axe, it can be an axe. And I'm pretty sure it could maybe damage the shield. But as you said, she's pretty OP when it comes to damage. Now,
but she also can use Devour.
She can also use Devour. Daryl can fly. Daryl can use magic. He's actually pretty decent at magic. He can use the strongest flame magic in the show. I'm really wanting Daryl to take the dub here, but Daryl,
she could fly in her angel form.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to give it to Maple. Maple's gonna win this one.
I know you was trying.
Daryl will put up a good fight, and honestly, Daryl has the offense to aggressively fight Maple, but Maple's not going to get hurt. So
She doesn't take damage.
yeah,
Like, I've
that's the
never
problem.
seen her take damage.
Yeah, that's the problem. She takes 0 damage. So Maple.
All right. So our boy Bel Cornell. So
You're gonna be mad.
All right.
Oh man.
I know. So Bel Cornell. So we all know him. We all love him. Is it wrong to pick up a girl in the dungeon? So essentially, his powers are obviously that he has the adventurer skills, Goddess Hestia. He has super knife skills. He has firebolt. He's fast. He's strong. He's essentially and being honest here, because I understand Bell is one of my favorites, but he's just a basic. He's really a basic adventurer.
Yeah.
He has powers now. He does have that skill where whenever he believes in himself now, he gets stronger or something like that. Like
why do you got to call it whenever he believes in himself? That is
it was like that special.
It's like the hero strike. It's a hero strike.
No, he has the 2 skills. So he has the hero strike, but the first skill he ever got when Goddess Hestia didn't tell him was a skill that if he stopped having a goal or stopped believing in something, he would get weaker. But because he's always has a goal and always believes in something, it makes him skip ranks.
Like he basically him rank up faster. His growth is at a much higher rate because like
exponential. Of it. Yeah. So, but he has his knives. He has his God forged knife. He's really fast, really strong, but honestly, he's still right now. He's still a basic adventurer. He's just a lot stronger, and he's the main character, so he pulls the dubs most of the time.
I mean, well, look at all the adventurers. They're all basic. They're just fast, strong. They don't have like a super magic in that show.
Yeah, he doesn't have any super. He has firebolt. Firebolt.
And he uses it pretty. I think at post, like by the end of this season, he's a much stronger, much better fighter than he was at the beginning of the season.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely, and he had his girl train him a lot. So, I mean.
All right, let's go ahead and ruin Maui's day.
Look. I already know. I mean, I didn't watch the show, but I know about him. I know. So Bell's a basic. You can put Bell up against most of the people on this list, and he'll probably lose. To be honest, I just like Bell.
Ain't no way. He'll beat at least half this list. He beats half
Saito.
This. So who we're looking at right here is Seichi, and it's funny because I actually don't particularly like this show that much. I just watch it because I started it. So this is from the Fruit of Evolution show. What is his powers? He is very strong, very fast, has the best magic. So this show is meant to be a gag anime. Is meant to be a gag on isekais. So he was on some of the air with his whole classroom, but he was the fat, ugly one. So his classmates left him behind, and they went to the kingdom, and they became heroes while he just went on his lonesome, found the fruit, and that's why he's strong. So his power is to be the best at literally everything in the world. So and he's pretty OP, honestly. At the end of the day, like even though he's a kid, they asked him to be like an instructor at the Magic Academy in this world. So he outclasses Bell in pretty much everything: magic, strength, speed.
I get it.
He's dumb broken, and if Bell had more of a thing, he will have a better chance. But because he's just basic strength, well, not basic strength, but just strength, just speed, Seichi's gonna go ahead and take the dub in this fight.
I give it to him. I mean, I figured as much, to be honest. So.
Ooh,
all right.
Farming Life. I like this one.
Yeah, so you got Farming Life and the magically revolutionary reincarnated princess nonsense.
I mean, that's like half of the title of the show. You lucky. I gave you half the title of the show. I could have gave you all the title.
The magic princess who was reincarnated into another world, and she became a princess magically by her magical powers that she inherited from the magical prince that was magically sitting on. It's like, all right, okay. You know these two more than I do. I don't know too much about their powers. I know a little bit about Farming Life, but you gotta take this one away because I'm not too sure about their powers here.
I'm gonna honestly speed this one along because at the end of the day, the answer to this one is going to be Anis. And just, let's don't get me wrong. Like I really like him. I do like Makio. So Makio. It's not Only reason he's on this list because he is a contender. The weapon that he receives from the god, the hoe that he's carrying in this photo right here, is this weapon that can basically turn to whatever he wants. And the reason why he's a contender on this list is because he can essentially turn this hoe into, say, a javelin, a spear, and throw it at high speed, like hella speed, and hit dragons, demon lords, whatever, and take them out in one shot. It's like his little tool that he can basically turn to whatever is OP. Now, Annis, on the other hand, she is magicless, but she creates magic tools that make her hella powerful. As we can see from this scene right here, she's using a magic tool that essentially gives her the power of a dragon. So, even though he can one-tap her, if he doesn't one-tap her, she's beating the shit out of him. And that's why Annis is taking this one.
Okay. Honest for the dub.
All right.
So we're still on the left side here. We're going down to the finals, seeing who that's going to be. So we got Maple and our boy from Campfire Cooking. I mean, I'm still giving it to Maple.
You're still giving it to Maple?
Yeah, because she doesn't take damage. Like, she does not take damage. Now, I know we can't continue to say that for every person she ever comes up with, because if we ever put her against, like, Anos or Sid or something like she's going to get folded.
Yeah.
There's going to be, like, somehow she's going to get fucking folded. But, like, I don't think he has enough juice. He doesn't have enough sauce still to get to Maple. I don't think he's there yet. You know, I know he has Fenrir, he has a slime.
Yeah.
But, like, even acid bullets. I mean, this is like, and this is, I think, there's two other matchups on here that I think are really good. I think this one's a really good matchup as well, because they're both essentially adventurers, and they have adventurer skills, and they also have, like, in their worlds, that's the same type of, like, powers that they would potentially have, like, people would have. So I think it's a good matchup. It's not like putting, you know, Anos versus, like, fucking Campfire, like an adventurer guild. You know what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't make that much sense, but I'm still giving it to Maple because they would generally have the same powers in the same universe, and Maple is still just fucking broke. I mean, Fenrir could jump on her and she would devour the beast.
I agree with you. This is a really good matchup, and this matchup, this is probably going to be our first discussion. Maple loses this, and it's because Maple is playing a video game. She don't have that dog in her. She has dog weapons, but she does not have that dog.
But we can't say that.
I understand that.
I'm can't give her the fact. She's
I'm giving her all her powers, all her strength, even the turtle. She can have it all. Fenrir is essentially a godlike magical beast in their world, where he has every magical power anyone can has. He's blessed by his own god. He can fight for days at a time. He can create like windstorms all around him just by running around. He has high speed, and the fact that she has basically a speed of 1 definitely adds on to the fact. Like, I understand that her defense is pretty much 100%. If it was just Fenrir, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and give it to Maple. If it was just obviously the slime, I would give it to Maple. The fact that it's Fenrir and the slime, I'm going to go ahead and give it to them because another thing about this slime is it has the ability to, it's like right now, we've seen this before. The slime is cute. It's in this little slime form. It's actually a huge fucking slime that has the ability that its body is essentially acid. So it can create over a whole area, put everything in that area and it's inside its body. It's in acid. Or he can break down to little slimes.
Maple can create acid storms.
Yeah, I understand. And those acid storms, aren't going to affect the slime because obviously it's acid.
I mean,
and
the acid's not going to affect Maple. If she sits in her angel form, you know, like what are they going to do?
If she sits in her angel form, okay, but all these forms,
the slime. She can use it 10 times.
The fact that she's limited is the reason why she's going to lose this fight. These two aren't limited. These two are blessed by the gods. They can use their abilities, their magic for days on end. She is, again, she's in a game. She's limited by the game developers. Yes, her defense is 100%, but unless she can do that for days on end, defending herself, not taking any damage,
I mean,
she's
we
going to
haven't
sit in
seen
acid.
it.
And that's right. And that's, I'm going based off of only what we've seen. She's going to
Yeah.
sit in a pool of acid for days on end while Fenrir is just waiting for his opportunity to take her out.
I mean, she was in that sheet ball of acid.
Yeah,
She was rolling
yeah.
around.
I mean, and that's cool.
Did
And
she
she can
still
do that
didn't take damage?
temporarily. But I'm not
still didn't
seeing
take
her forever in
The
a day
longest fights,
defending
the longest
herself.
fights she's ever, the longest fight she's ever been in, she's taken no damage and she hasn't ever like dropped.
I hear you.
Her HP and her MP has never dropped the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
So like, yeah, she's in a video game. I give that to you. They're fighting real life. Like they're real life.
Yeah.
So they're fighting for their lives. Maple's fighting in a video game because
Mm-hmm.
she has died. She has died once. I did say like she's never taken damage, but I remember she did die one time and she got like
I mean, at the end of the day, it's a video
she
game.
respawned.
Yeah.
She respawned. But like,
But look personality
I get
wise.
it. I get it. So you're saying like these people, they're blessed by the gods. They have godlike powers, and probably the only thing that would be able to affect Maple is a godlike power.
Mm-hmm.
Is a power that only gods can wield, because her angel form that she got was essentially a power from the god in the video game.
Yeah.
But I just don't. I see them struggling. Maybe pulling a dub. Maybe like I say like 6 out of 10 times. Maybe they'll pull. I can.
Yeah,
kinda
I
give
definitely see them struggle. I don't see them just wiping
They're
Maple.
struggling.
But Maple
they're
doesn't
struggling.
have, again, like you said, Maple isn't an offensive fighter. 2, she gets scared. And even though she's overpoweredly those defenses, she does get scared. Her personality wise, these two are going for throats while she's just hoping she doesn't get hurt the whole time.
But she's just gonna respawn. She's in a video game.
I mean, okay. I'm definitely giving this
I'll
one
give it.
to
I'll
them.
give it to him. All right, I'll give it to him. Okay, we got Honest and your broken boy, who
fucking hate
is
Seichi.
supposed to be good at everything.
I hate
all the
Seichi so
time.
much. Seichi wins.
But you're gonna
this.
give it to him. But you're gonna
Seichi
give it to
fucking
him. I know
wins
you're
this.
gonna give it to him.
And
He's broken in
yeah,
everything
she
and
doesn't
everything.
have magic. She's only using tools. Though, even though those tools does make her super powerful, she's not beating Seichi, unfortunately.
Seichi winning this one.
No,
too, I'm assuming.
no, Seichi's not winning this one.
Really?
Fenrir's taking Seichi out by himself. Again,
Really?
Seichi is just strong, and he does have these magics, but he's strong, people strong. Fenrir, at the end of the day, is God strong, and nothing in his verse can put fear into his body.
I love how you're only talking about the beast, but you're not even talking about the dude who has the team.
And that's the funniest part about the show. Like, Fenrir is the team. Like, whenever they're like, "Oh, we need you to come out and defeat this horde of dragons," he's like, "I don't want to do that." He's like, "Hey, we're doing that." He's like, "No, I don't want to fucking do it." He's like, "No, I want to eat them. We're doing that." This shit is hilarious as fuck. And then the slime is cute. He's like, "I want to go kill dragons too." He's like, "Fine, I guess we're killing dragons."
Okay. All right. So, Campfire Cooking is our first contender for the final bout. Now we're on to the right side.
Mm-hmm.
Again, there's another one you kind of have to explain. I know a little bit about their powers. I did a little bit of research, but I know the next two. So
Yeah.
we're gonna be pretty solid on these ones.
Well, we got Ryuma, Grace of Gods. This, of course, this was the second season. Ryuma was just simply a guy who was reincarnated, and essentially his power is he's a beast tamer, and his beast of choice is slimes. What makes Ryuma so powerful is because he's spent the time #time in going and making sure he evolves all his slimes to new different, like he has metal slimes, poison slimes, detergent slime. He has a lot of different slimes. A great thing about his show is the show's not a fighting anime. It's a slice of life. But he is so strong, like himself, because he has all these slimes to his disposal, that he's kind of overpowered even in his verse. Like, adventurers are asking him, like, "Hey, can you help us with this quest?" So even though this is a very cutesy slice of life anime, Ryuma is that guy. Who we got over here? We got Nick. Yeah, Nick from the Adventurers Who Don't Believe in Humanity.
Yeah, hate everybody and decide to create their own party.
Yeah. So I mean, you've seen the anime. They're a adventure
Yeah,
party. It's a
they're
venture
they're
guild.
basic
Yeah,
adventurers.
but they're basic adventurers. Nick, he does evolve, like develop during the show, which is another thing about the show. Everything doesn't just happen in the first few episodes. We're watching them develop as we go on.
Yeah.
He developed something called heavy body and light body, where essentially he can control his weight. So if he punches somebody, he can make that punch as heavy as say a ton, or he can jump around and make his body as light as a pound.
So he's like Ochako from fucking My Hero.
I mean, yeah, in the sense that she has power over like gravity or
Gravity,
whatnot.
yeah.
But he controls his body weight effortlessly. And in the middle of a fight, he's hopping around as if he's weighed only as much as a feather, but then he's hitting you as if you just got hit by a bulldozer.
I'm thinking Ryuma takes it, to be honest.
Ryuma takes this one. Ryuma has like an endless amount of slimes. He can turn his metal slimes into swords, hatchets, and he can just sit there and throw them at you. The whole, like the final episode, I actually watched it today. He's just sitting there throwing at monsters. The slimes keep coming back to him. He's just throwing them. Yeah, honestly, he's too basic to beat Ryuma at this point.
Okay. This is a matchup I was actually looking at this whole time. I like this matchup. We got Thorfinn from Vinland Saga, and we got Lavi from Legend of Heroes. So this is a good matchup because it's essentially human versus human. There's nothing real. They're anime strong, but they're not like none of them have superpowers. Neither one of them. Thorfinn is just a excellent fucking fighter, great instinct, super strong, super fast, nimble, can jump around. He's that basic anime strong, right? Lavi is essentially the same thing. The only difference between the two is that Lavi has guns. She has guns. They have guns. Like they have guns? Armor. They have regular guns. They have armor. Armor that's stronger than normal, because we have to understand that Thorfinn is in a regular Viking age. They're in a regular Viking age. There's nothing special about it. Lavi, they're like in the future. They're in a dystopian future with monsters fighting aliens and shit. And they have actual armor with giant swords, and they have like pistols. As you can tell in the picture here, she's holding a sword and a pistol.
Oh, I didn't even realize that was a sword. Okay.
Yeah, it looks like a 1911. She looks like she has a 1911 and a sword right now. If it was sword on sword, I'm honestly, the only problem, we've seen a lot of Thorfinn, and this is really hard for me. I'm honestly, so Thorfinn's more, he's violent. Like, Thorfinn does not fucking care about human life. Lavi is a soldier. And remember, I talked about this show, how it was like, it turned into this fucking super slice of life anime. She's still funny. She still has friends. She's still like, but she does not care about killing monsters. But we haven't really seen her fight a person. Not that I've seen, because I skipped all the slice of life anime episodes. But it's really hard because they're both very nimble. They're both super fast. But Thorfinn does not fucking care about anything or anybody. He does not care.
Even himself.
If we're given tools out, I'm honestly gonna give it to Lavi, because it's a gun. Like, it's bringing a knife to a gunfight. Thorfinn uses 2 knives. Lavi uses a giant sword. She has armor that would probably stop his knives, and a gun. She uses guns. They have machine guns. They have all kinds of shit. I'm honestly gonna give it to Lavi only because of the gun. If it was just a sword fight, I've seen Lavi do more acrobatics than Thorfinn, so I think she could out jump him.
Really? Thorfinn, like young Thorfinn, was an acrobatic. What do you mean?
I've seen Lavi like leap from like tall buildings in a single bound just to stab something on the top of the head. She's wild. She's a wild child.
Okay.
And the only thing is, I think it's going to be a tough fight because Thorfinn literally is a murderer. Like, he does not fucking care. He's got that dog in him, like we said, right? Like, he does not fucking care.
Were there no guns?
This is season
in his show. Like, at no point.
Viking era, no, Viking era. They had that's when they developed the first crossbow. The first like bolt shot.
Can he dodge crossbows?
He's dodged arrows from not bolts though. Bolts fly faster than arrows.
Yeah, bolts fly faster. Bullets
he's
fly
dodged
faster
arrows.
than that, but
if we were given, honestly, if we put a Torkin in this instead of Thorfinn, like the really big dude with the tall yellow hair,
Yeah.
he would break her shit in half.
Yeah.
Because he's had axes and swords thrown at him and it didn't make no damage on him. He's a fucking beast amongst humanity.
But season 2 Thorfinn, not there yet?
Season 2 Thorfinn is just like, because he doesn't care. So we haven't really seen him fight anyways.
Not yet.
But, no. But,
damn.
It's like, I told you, we had this conversation.
But
even thinking about younger Thorfinn before season 2, even if we gave him at his peak right now, because he's about to be peak, but like at his peak that we've seen him, I'm still giving it to her only because she has a gun and she has armor that would probably stop his swords.
I mean, that's respectful.
So, or his
armor and a gun.
It's just a different era, you know, of technology. So I'm gonna give it to her. I'm gonna give it to Lobby. So.
All right. Okay. I mean, we got to put the top dog up, or he's just gonna lose next match. Let's be real.
Okay. Ooh. So, 2B, waifu. Coming up on Albedo, still number 1, but 2B is close number 2.
For your waifus? Really?
For what? Yeah. 2B. I love 2B. I love me some 2B.
I gotta watch this. So, like, I've actually heard raving reviews from, like, random people like to tell me about it.
This shit is amazing.
Okay.
Anyways, so 2B skills. So 2B is a synth. That's the short word for a synthetic. She's a synthetic robot. All her tools include reincarnation, so reincarnating into another body. Because her memory core, anytime she's on the brink of destruction, her memory core gets uploaded into a new body every time. Does not fail. Like you can consider that a tool. I mean, I know we said Maple can't respawn, but like that's what they do. That she immediately goes into a new body and then redeploys.
I mean,
she has.
But we're gonna go with if she loses the fight.
Okay. I'm just saying. Well, out of the things she can do,
she can reincarnate. Go ahead.
Out of the things that she can do, she also has I forgot what it's called, but she has an automated machine gun that talks to her and gives her status reports. That's literally floating with her all the time. It has like 2 probably like 30 caliber machine guns that just shoot constantly, and it's like flies with her everywhere she goes. She has a sword. Her sword materializes out of nothing. So she literally holds her hand out and her sword materializes. She's super fast, super strong. She has hyper sense, hyper hearing, hyper sight, obviously because she's like a synthetic robot or whatever it is. She does not have any powers. Like she can't shoot firebolts or like lasers or whatever the fuck, or like she doesn't have magic. There's no magic in this world. She's a synthetic robot, but she is exceedingly fast and strong. Her sword skills are, we see a lot of animes with people who have swords and they just are anime characters with swords, and then we see a lot of swordsmen. Like Zoro is actually a swordsman, right? Yeah. Sasuke is just a character with a sword. You know what I'm saying? Using a sword. She is not a character that just uses a sword. She is a swordswoman. Sorry, it's 2023. She's a swords they them. All right. She actually like knows what she's doing with her sword.
Yeah.
She can get damage. She does take damage, but she does not necessarily feel it. It will limit her abilities sometimes, but the damage does not affect her like it would affect a human. If I got stabbed in the arm, that shit would fucking hurt and I'd probably bleed out if I didn't wrap it up. With her, it doesn't affect her. It doesn't affect her motions or her fighting. She normally fights with one hand on her sword anyways, unless she's fighting like another your unit. And then she's pretty much good. So that's pretty much all there is.
I feel like you already chose who's gonna win this fight.
No, because I actually don't know.
Okay, all right, okay. So just making sure. All right. So English right here. Of course, another isekai. So obviously, automatic win right there. But let's talk about her powers. So English actually was a guy, the previous life. He was the Sword King, or he was a king who people considered him the Sword King. So essentially, he was a master of the blade in his own life. He was considered to be, but he didn't consider himself to be a master of the blade. So I did tell you, quick synopsis, that he ended up dying of old age and then being reborn, but this time into a girl's body. So first off, sword skills. I don't know about Nier or 2B. I feel 100% if 2B's a master swordsman or swordswoman, swords lady, then they're on the same level. If they're master swordsmen, same level. So we got to go ahead and give that one.
So she/him, because he's a guy in a girl's body. They're really good at swords.
Yep, same level swordsman. She
So
still is only going to get better because she was reborn to master the blade. So she is going to get better. But let's say right now, because I don't know 2B, but you said swords, obviously, master the blade, honestly, master the blade.
I think because she's a synthetic and she would have to upgrade or like get a new software to be better. I think that's honestly peak, because no robot's going to get better unless they are artificial intelligence, don't get me wrong, but like when it comes to skills and combat, they're just as good as they are, because and if you don't know the story about it, but like these synthetics just get thrown away. Like if you die and your shit doesn't get uploaded into the new server, that's fine. We have a million other synths with a million different bodies, and you find out later down the road that they've been using her body before she had her consciousness. So like, there's no point to getting better. If you're not as good as what you're about to fight, then we have plenty more of you. Like we don't care. You know what I'm saying? So
she's at the top of her.
She's peak. She's peak right now.
Okay, well I'm gonna go ahead and give them same peak.
Well. Not to ruin it, so I just thought of something. Like the last season or the last episode of this season, she meets a synthetic that used her body before and never uploaded her data into memory core and abandoned the Yor units, which she became a fugitive. And she looks like that. It looks like that she's actually stronger than 2B, but she's the exact same type. Yeah, it's just she's not restricted by the rules of Yor anymore, or Yorda, whatever they call it. Yes, there's rules. There's like not rules on combat, but she's not restricted. She's like a free synthetic. Okay. But she's the same body type and has the same body as 2B. There's nothing different. It's just a mentality.
With that additional piece of information, I'm going to give the sword skills to English then, because something that I also reminded, like I've seen this in many anime/samurai movies, the fact that they feel and they think independently, I feel gives her that slight advantage over this near Atuma.
I mean, she does think independently. She follows. Imagine it's like being in the military. Yeah, like you're on comms. You follow orders. Yeah, like that's it. But like I still have my own thoughts. They talk. They have conversations. They're not just robots that just go, yes, let's get, like, they're just like, no, they have like 9S is her partner. He's a dude with white hair with a blindfold. They have conversations. They have, like, I'd say fun, but they like have kind of like stepped out of their bounds a little bit with things that they're not supposed to do. But they're just like, they're soldiers. They think independently, but they still follow the orders that they're given. They're artificial intelligence, so they're not just plain robots that just go beep beep boop.
No, I hear you there. I honestly do feel that the swords, like the swordsmanship, is probably the weaker point of all of it, though. So I don't want to beat the dead horse. Let's just equalize. They're both on the same level. Sword skills, magic skills. Obviously, it seems that English is the only one who uses magic. So obviously, magic. I'm gonna have to give it to English. When it comes to long distance, what are we looking at long distance wise?
So she has her automated robot that literally is attached to her at the hip that shoots machine guns constantly. And I've never seen them run out of ammo.
Okay, I'm definitely seeing English deflecting those rounds, but constantly fighting sword skills and have to deal with rounds.
It shoots like she 2B is fighting and this thing is circling.
Okay, then I'm not seeing her dealing with that. Like, honestly, this fight is going to be given to 2B because one, she isn't a human. You said she has a lot reduced pain receptors, definitely compared to a normal person. Yes, she does have high swordsman skills, and the magic is definitely on a high level, advanced. Many can consider, but at the end of the day, she's fighting an android who feels pain less and has those same skills, with the added bonus of having a partner shooting at the enemy at the same time while she's fighting. So thank you for that extra piece of information. We're gonna go ahead and give it to 2B. I mean, I didn't fully like while she's fighting though, like as she's like fighting sword. Oh, that's fucking
like
unfair.
It has two. It's like a box that floats, and it has two tiny machine guns at the bottom. It's just like constant.
Is it in danger? Like, do you see somebody taking it out mid fight? Because if someone can, I can see English doing it.
I haven't seen one taken out yet, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming they can be. They're just floating
They're
robots. I
not
mean,
really like defending themselves or dodging attacks at the same time too.
I've definitely seen them like skirt something. Like the first time they fought this giant robot because they're out there fighting robots, like
Mm.
other robots, not synthetics, just regular BB Boo Boo robots.
Yeah.
Um, it threw something at one of them and it dodged it, and it like threw its like arm at it, and it had a metal scythe and it dodged it, and it just kept shooting and
Mm.
dodged. Like they're not independently thinking either, but they can think on their feet. They can
Yeah.
like process on their
Okay.
feet. So they're not just sitting there like da da da, and then English will shoot something at it, and it'll just be like da da da, you know,
Yeah.
like it can move
2B.
independently.
2B takes it.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
Okay.
I don't think she's gonna win this overall, but
Probably not.
for right now, 2B has it.
Okay. All right. So we got our boy reincarnated as the most powerful sorcerer on the planet, and then I think this is the Ice Blade sorcerer, right?
Yeah, Ice Blade Sorcerer.
Shall
So
rule the world. I
Kuga
forgot their
from
names.
Reincarnation
Kuga,
of the
yeah,
Strongest
Kuga.
Exorcist, and Ray from
Exorcist.
Ice Blade Sorcerer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Ray, like as you can clearly tell from when we reviewed the Ice Blade Sorcerer anime.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a solid anime. He's a solid fighter. For being the one of the strongest magicians in the world, he didn't impress me that much, honestly.
You've seen better.
Yeah, he has ice moves. He uses ice moves. He uses ice swords. He can make ice swords appear around and use those swords to fight. Pull one out of the sky, fight with that one as the other one's fighting around.
Zenbone Zakura.
Yeah, and it's not on that level at all. So
Yeah.
he can turn the whole field into an ice ground with ice spikes coming out. He can surround you in ice quickly, and it's formidable. But on this list, especially compared to Kuga, the strongest exorcist, Kuga's fucking him up in any way, shape, or form. You remember what's her name? Tamari from Naruto. You remember her like her awakening attack is using that weasel that has a scythe. That's one of his exorcists or exorcisms that he used. Demons, basically a weasel scythe demon that cuts up everything around him. He's taking taking him out easily.
Okay. So we got Levi versus Ryuma.
You got
Navi versus Ryuma.
no, that's Levi. That's Levi right there. No,
Levi. Sorry, not bad.
Lavi versus Ryuma. I mean,
So here's the thing: what do guns do against slimes? I've never seen it.
yeah, especially
know.
against iron-bodied slimes that can
But
change shape
bullets
at
can
will.
go through iron. I mean, I've seen it.
I mean, he's used those slimes to create like shields for himself easily,
but
effortlessly.
from bullets.
Yeah, easily.
Has he actually created shields?
Oh,
him
to stop
from
bullets? Oh no, not to stop bullets, but
I've seen-
they're stopping bullets.
Bullets go through. You know, bullets go through iron, right?
Do they go through, let's say, 10 feet of iron?
10 feet? Probably not.
I mean,
can he hold 10 feet of iron? Have you seen him use?
He
10
has
feet of iron to make a
countless
shield?
numbers of slimes at his disposal at all
How
times.
fast is he though? She's fucking fast though.
He's hella fast too. Like he has higher. I wouldn't say he's necessarily faster than her, but he also has that cheat scale of like the dimensional pocket where he can pull countless slimes out at any time, at any moment. He's pretty fast on his feet. He can defend himself at. I like
She
she
doesn't
would
have powers.
need.
I'm not defending her. I'm just
She
saying.
would need what's his name? Lead levels of speed and strength to get to this guy. And I'm not saying Ryuma overpowered. He's definitely not going to be number one, but
Yeah.
he with all the slimes he has to his disposal, I'm not seeing a normal human with heightened speed and strength and agility take him out.
I mean, I could give it to you. I'm not arguing that. I'm just because she's a normal human with a sword and a gun.
Mhm.
She's just anime strong.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So anybody with powers, actual magic, and a bit of speed and monsters, they're gonna they're gonna pull.
And
that
we
through.
haven't even gotten to
You know
the
what I'm
fact that
saying?
he has magic himself too.
Yeah. So okay. I mean, I can see that one.
Mm-hmm. I'm giving it to Kuga again. Weasel
Yeah.
Scythe. I mean, we you know how destructive that could be, and I understand she
Yeah.
does reincarnate or re-upload over and over again.
Well, we can't use that. You said we're just who's winning the
he's
fight? Who's
winning
the
every
fight?
fight that they come up to. If she comes
Does
back
she have,
repeatedly,
how
he's winning.
fast is he though? Because she's fast, like fast. Not like
He's
not
not
like Sid or fucking
Yeah,
Upper Moon 1
yeah.
fast, but like
He's not super fast. So from this image, you can see like he's holding a little piece of paper right there.
Yeah.
Whenever he's hit, it instantly like a what's it called? The jutsu where
Shield?
substitution jutsu is an instant substitution. So if he gets attacked, like she goes and cuts his hands off, it's just going to turn into a piece of paper, and he's going to replace himself with another piece of paper somewhere else. So no,
So he's gonna be running the whole time. Got it.
I mean, he can run the whole time, and she'll be running from that weasel the whole time.
What does he do against bullets?
He has demons that essentially he can summon many demons. The weasel scythe demon isn't the one. Demons that can take many bullets, swords, whatever.
Are there bullets in the show?
No. This is a magical world show, but
Yeah,
they're huge demons. A girl with a pistol in her hand, 1911.
You've seen the show. You've seen the show where that gate showed up in the middle of Japan and they sent the army in and fucked that world up.
I mean, yeah. Is she pulling out machine guns out of her automobile body? Then if she's
floating thing,
if like with that machine gun, also with you talk about the little devices like flying around her. Weasel Scythe is chopping her up in that thing easily. Okay. And even with her 1911 pistol, she's not taking out half his demons.
I love 2B, but like all she is a robot.
Yeah.
That's really strong and really fast. He's literally magical and powerful. Probably and limitless power. So.
Yeah, he was literally killed. Remember, he was killed in his previous world because he was too strong and people feared him. Even though he was in bad, they're like, he's way too strong. We need to kill him. So, yeah.
Okay, I give it to him. I'm there with you. Uh oh.
Yeah, Kuga's taking this one again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that. Yeah, because the slimes are. I mean,
they're just slimes at the end of the day. Even though he uses them in an OP way in his show. It's not going to be enough at all. Kuga versus Fenrir.
We're not even going to talk about the main character of the fucking show, but sure.
Makoto does things too. He has he uses fire. He's also blessed by the gods. Okay, so now let's bring him in. Can he prepare a meal for his Fenrir and slime first to raise their stats?
You can do whatever you want. That's a tool, just like using a machine gun that's floating above you, or using slimes out of a dimensional pocket. Like we got it. Those are tools. So if he's in the background cooking a steak, and Fenrir and them are fighting, and he throws a steak up in the air, and Fenrir catches it, like that's a power up. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I can't fault him. I can't say he's not cooking. What if he pre-packs?
He can also like buy packs of chips and feed his demons that too. So
yeah, maybe he put it in a snack bag. Maybe he has a Lunchable and he just brought it with him. You know what I'm saying?
So the problem is Fenrir, all of them actually, because they're all blessed by the gods. By the end of the series or end of the season, they have high resistances to many status ailments. One of the demons that Kuga does uses like an evil eye. I'm pretty sure they'll be resistant against the evil eye. They'll be resistant against poison. Scythe isn't going to necessarily kill the slime, and I don't see it taking out Fenrir because he's the wind himself. He blessed by the wind god. If he can kill Makoto,
I feel like we know who's gonna win.
If he can kill Makoto, I give it to Kuga. But the problem is Fenrir also has a shield, a 24/7 shield that he keeps around Makoto. So I want to say Kuga, but I'm giving it to Makoto.
Campfire cooking.
Yeah. I love this show. God, this show is amazing. I think you should really watch it.
What, Campfire Cooking?
Yeah, definitely. You got to watch that one.
I honestly did think about it, right? I did think about watching that. I pulled it up a few times just to kind of start it, but then I started watching the season ones of the new seasons that just came out. I really love this fucking season. I already said it. I really love this season. But I mean, we got our clear winner. We got our winner here. Even though it's a show, even though they're not one of my favorites, I'm just glad. I'm upset that Belle didn't make it past round one. At least my girl 2B made it past round one.
Round two, at least.
That's all I can say.
Oh man, I'm mad. Belle didn't make it past round one too. I saw he was fighting Seishi. I'm like, God damn it.
But that's the thing about a bracket. It's randomized. If we put Belle against Saito, he's fucking Saito.
He's winning. He's beating most of these people.
Say the next time Belle was up against like Levy or fucking Thorfinn. He could potentially pull it out.
Can he
has
beat
powers.
2B?
No,
No, he's not beating 2B.
no.
I mean, he's pretty fucking fast though. Let's be real.
2B is way faster than that. And she can materialize
watch
sword
this.
out of nowhere.
Okay, when you start farming life in another world, I'm gonna start near Automata because you
know I'm not gonna watch that.
what you say you're gonna watch it? Not farming life. I'm sorry, not farming life. Campfire cooking.
Oh, I'll start that shit tonight. There's no episode 2's out right now.
Oh yeah,
episode 2 of Hell's Paradise just dropped. I watched that already.
Yo.
Tournament of Showdown. Okay, we're not doing a full. I know we just kind of went off on a whole fucking tangent there, but this season is fucking fantastic. Campfire Cooking 1, I'll start it tonight. Okay, just go watch Nier, please.
I'm gonna watch Nier because it looks amazing. Like everything I've seen looks amazing. You say it's amazing. I'm not going to be looking to sexualize a robot, but yeah, I'm going to watch it and I'm going to enjoy it from everything I've heard.
Parts around.
But Campfire Cooking won it, so you have to watch that one.
I will watch Campfire Cooking. Yeah, if there's a show, and I'll make this promise throughout the rest of our seasonal showdowns, if a show ever wins that I never watched, I will watch that show because it won our showdown. You have to do the same. You have to do the same.
I promise the same. If a show wins that I have not watched, I will watch it. I will start it within the week.
I'll start Campfire Cooking tonight.
Okay. You just only saying that because you ain't got nothing else to watch. All right, then.
I'll see if other seasons, episode 2's come out. Anyway, I appreciate everybody. Go ahead and like, subscribe, leave a comment. Think whoever you thought should have won, like Bell. I don't know, Bell Cornell. No, I'm just kidding. Leave a like, subscribe, comment. I know that we went off on a tangent about this season. That just shows how excited we are about this season. We appreciate everybody, and peace out.
Peace.